Dragon Ball only gets darker as the franchise goes on, with some story arcs unrecognizable to the series' lighthearted origins. For as dramatic as Dragon Ball eventually becomes, the story didn't start out that way. Goku's first hunt for the Dragon Balls with Bulma is a relatively lighthearted adventure. Pilaf threatens their lives near the end of the story arc, but the threat of death isn't exactly looming, and it's clear everyone in the main cast will survive, which they do. It isn't until Tao Pai Pai is introduced in the Red Ribbon Army arc where Dragon Ball starts toying with the idea of real narrative drama, pushing comedy to the wayside. Dragon Ball only gets darker as the franchise goes on, with some story arcs unrecognizable to the series' lighthearted origins. 10. 22nd, Tenkaichi Budakai. The 22nd Tenkaichi Budakai starts out light enough, promising to be a repeat of the 21st Tenkaichi Budakai before it's made abundantly clear that the Crane School are out for blood in their tournament matches. When Tsuru Sennin learns that Goku killed Tao Pai Pai, the Crane School's star student in Shinhan sets out to kill. What makes the 22nd Tenkaichi Budakai darker than the other tournament arcs in Dragon Ball is not only the drama that's mined out of Tenshinhan's character development, nor the uptick in violence, Ten breaking Yamcha's leg is a gruesome sight, but Toriyama's decision to end the tournament on a panel of Krillin's lifeless corpse, suddenly killed off-screen shortly after the 22nd Tenkaichi Budakai's resolution. 9. Evil Dragons. Dragon Ball GT is widely considered to be the worst of the Dragon Ball anime, a sequel series expanding upon a story that was already over and was mostly derivative. At the same time, Dragon Ball GT was home to some genuinely creative concepts. GT's last story arc, the Evil Dragons Saga, features the Dragon Balls turning on the main cast. Everyone's safety net is completely gone, and by the end of the story, there are no Dragon Balls left on Earth. Along with that, the last episodes feature a fairly mysterious fate for Goku, who's seemingly killed in his battle against Omega, only to return and fly off with Shenlong. Very rarely does Dragon Ball indulge in so much finality. 8. Majinbuu. On a surface level, the Majinbuu arc is quite dark. Virtually every single character in the cast dies by the end of the saga, and Buu himself is broken down from a jolly, misunderstood antagonist to a murderous villain whose main instinct is to kill and destroy. Yet at the same time, there's a conscious effort on Akira Toriyama's part to bring Dragon Ball back to its comedic roots. As a result, the Majin Buu ends up juggling genuinely morbid content with some of the Z-era's funniest humor. Whether or not it all coalesces is another matter entirely. 7. Baby. Dragon Ball GT really is a subpar anime at the end of the day, struggling as both a sequel to Dragon Ball and just being an engrossing series, but it does arguably hit on gold during the Baby arc. The Dragon Ball Z always turned to Saiyan history for filler, especially during the first half of the series. The Baby arc builds on all that lore exclusive to DBZ, specifically in regards to the Tuffles. The Baby shows the consequences of the Saiyan race coming back to hunt Goku and Vegeta. Not just that, planet Earth is on the brink of destruction with tension that's frankly handled better than the Buu arc. For all its faults, the Baby arc raises some very real stakes. 6. Moro. The Moro arc is arguably the most Dragon Ball Super has felt like the original series in its entire run. At least as far as the manga adaptation is concerned. This has been a lengthy storyline where the supporting cast even got to take center stage for a few chapters. While the Moro arc is reminiscent of the good old days, that also means it's been dark. In just the last few chapters, Moro has absorbed 73's powers, Vegeta has failed to use Spirit Fission to defeat him, Miras was erased out of existence, and Goku's left Moro bloody, limbless and ready for death. This isn't even mentioning Moro's onslaught of the Dragon Team that resulted in an arm through Goku's shoulder, leaving behind a rare scar. 5. Demon King Piccolo. While Dragon Ball dabbled with darkness before the Demon King Piccolo arc, the advent of Piccolo Daimao was simply on another level entirely. It's his introduction that's directly responsible for Krillin's death at the end of the 22nd Tenkaichi Budakai, and Piccolo goes on to result in Master Roshi and Shenlong's deaths as well. The Demon King Piccolo arc quite literally leaves Goku for dead, brings him back from the brink through a miracle, gives him a divine power-up, and still has him breaking nearly every limb in his fight against Piccolo, winning only because of the Demon King's hubris. Without God reversing everything that went wrong at the end, the Demon King Piccolo arc would be Dragon Ball's darkest. 4. Saiyan. The Saiyan arc wastes no time in escalating both Dragon Ball's drama and darkness. Goku's not just some gifted martial artist son Gohan found in the woods, but an alien sent to Earth to destroy. The only reason he didn't is because he bumped his head as an infant. Goku then immediately dies alongside his brother and spends half the arc training in the afterlife. By the time the fight against Nappa and Vegeta arrive, members of the supporting cast drop like flies. Yamcha, Chaozu, Tenshinhan, and Piccolo all die in a relatively short span of time, thinning the main cast while getting rid of characters who'd been around for ages. The arc doesn't even have a clean victory, every single survivor left beaten, battered and bloody when all is said and done. 3. Frieza. As the natural follow-up to the Saiyan arc, the Frieza arc continues that same feeling of despair permeated by the Saiyan arc. This time around, however, Namek is in far greater crisis than Earth ever was. Frieza is far more evil than Vegeta ever was, committing active genocide on screen while enslaving races. Almost every single Namekian is dead by the end of the arc, and Dragon Ball genuinely toys with the idea of Krillin being dead for good when he's blown up by Frieza. Vegeta even takes on the lead role for the arc's first third, violently killing Frieza's army where Goku wouldn't. 2. Cell. The Cell arc is the darkest the original Dragon Ball ever gets, giving the franchise its very own bad future. Trunks' timeline is a disaster in every sense. Not only did Goku lose his life to a heart virus, every single member of the Dragon team was eventually killed by androids 17 and 18. Trunks travels to the past to save at least one timeline, but the advent of Cell ends with cities disappearing off the face of the earth and Gohan at his most violent. The Cell arc's violence is also oddly gory for Dragon Ball, Dr. Gero notably decapitating a man in the first few chapters. 1. Goku Black. The Goku Black arc doubles down on all the darkness that ultimately defined the Cell arc, for better or worse. Where the latter at least had a tinge of hope through Trunks' character the boy eventually bringing peace to the future, the former exists to snuff all that hope out. Trunks only temporarily saved the future. At the start of the arc, Goku Black has killed virtually everyone in Trunks' timeline, including future Bulma. By the end of the arc, Trunks' entire multiverse no longer exists because Zamasu becomes too powerful and immortal to defeat without Zeno's help. It's a dark, morbid arc every step of the way.